Sup? I had a question. I thought I'd answer it right away so I don't forget. I'm really bad about forgetting. Oh, Don Gallagher said he got his map. Okay, thank you for letting me know, because I always wonder sometimes if people get what I mail them. I hope it helps out with your search. Barry Bracken, hope I'm saying that right. So I enjoy watching your videos. I'm approaching retirement and was wondering if you looked at any other communities other than the villages. I am talking about 55 plus communities in other states. So this is going to be take 4. So let's go back and try to stay on the subject of other retirement communities in other states. I have to see what I can edit. Phoenix area, Scottsdale area. I've been to several of them. Keep in mind, what I was looking for was a part-time home for wintertime use. That's it. So the idea of buying a $300,000 or $400,000 house didn't occur to me because I wasn't going to live in it full time. So when I was in the Phoenix and the Scottsdale area, I was looking at basically 2-bedroom, 2-bath, smaller homes, maintenance-free. I looked at modular homes that were on the concrete foundations. I decided no, because you have to prepare your homes down there for summertime weather. Just like in Indiana, you got to prepare your home for wintertime weather, and it was costly. Water's expensive, electric was expensive compared to here. So I decided no. And the 115 degree summertime temperatures was just out. So we went to Texas. And I looked at Texas. The northern half of Texas gets cold and snow. That was out. Southern part of Texas could have been a maybe, except for the fact we already knew about this place. So we already knew what we had here. And we were already really our minds were already made up. This was it. But we did go to Brunswick, Georgia. And we checked the whole area out. We spent, I want to say 3 or 4 days there. And we went through there 2 or 3 different times, checking areas out. In the summer months, and we checked it out in the winter months. The winter months, it was cold. And a lot of things in Brunswick, Georgia, because it's basically a touristy, really kind of a town, were closed for the winter. Which means our activities were going to be very limited. 1, it was cold, and 2, a lot of things were closed. So basically that was out. And the retirement communities that they did have there didn't really have the activities and things that we were looking for. So we come down to the northern part of Florida, Jacksonville, Panama City, all them areas. And then everything in between. For wintertime, it's cold. That was out. We had to come all the way down to at least the central part of Florida to get in basically decent weather all winter long. Not to say we don't have our cold nights and even some chilly days in January especially. We do, roughly 15 of them. There'll be 15 days in January where maybe the daytime highs is only 50, 55 degrees. And there'll be an average of 15 nights where the temperature can be in the 30s and as low as maybe the 20s. It doesn't happen too often, but it could. But other than that, no snow, no ice, nothing like that. And we just felt like we could deal with that. Plus the home prices here was very comparable to what a home would cost me in the Indianapolis area. Property taxes here was very comparable to what was in the Indianapolis area. The cost of gas here was about the same. Electric was cheap compared to Indianapolis. Electric here is like cheap. Why, I don't know. Will that change? Probably. Trash pickup and all that kind of stuff, very comparable to what we paid in Indianapolis area. My lifestyle as far as finances go didn't change that much. Why did I choose Florida over, say, Texas or any other state? Well, one is weather. And two is I could leave my house in Brownsburg, Indiana, to our very first 2-bedroom, 2-bath home. Remember, I said I wanted to be a snowbird. It was 954 miles door to door. I always left up there at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I wanted to be on the road at 2 o'clock. I pulled in my driveway down here between 5 and 5:30 in the morning. And that includes gas stops, stopping and eating, 2 Starbucks stops. I had my regular stops along the way. We've done this for years. So it was a regular routine. By the way, commercial break. Beer of the day, Sam Adams, Boston Lager. And the only thing that's really kind of out of pocket for me, if you look at it along those lines that I just explained, was the bond payment. That's over and above what I normally would have paid in Indiana. The amenity fees, $159 a month, I don't even consider that. It's $159 now, I think, $154. Well, anyway, it was like $125 when I first moved here. I don't consider it, and I'll tell you why. If I lived anywhere else, even in the state of Florida, I'm going to have to pay golf course membership fees, or I'm going to have to get in my car and drive to a golf course all the time to play golf and pay a regular price, to play 18 holes. And over a period of a year, that's going to average a hell of a lot more than $159 a month. Because here, I can literally play all year long for nothing if I wanted to. I'm a member of 13, I think it's 13 or maybe 14 country clubs with no fee. Just as a resident, I'm automatically a member of all of them. Where else can I do that? I ask you, if you're going to play golf, where else can I do that? So that's my choice here. Now, if you're considering buying in Florida, let me just throw a little teaser out there for you. I won't get into it very much. I'm going to end this video real quick. If you're thinking about buying a part-time home, and if you're considering, anybody watching this video, and if you're considering buying, say, a modular home, or maybe even a house trailer at some of the little parks, to use for 2 or 3 months out of the year, and there's nothing wrong with any of them. They're all super clean. They have very strict rules inside all these parks, retirement places, the 55 plus retirement parks with modular homes and house trailers. You'll find when you go in there, they, generally speaking, most of them have very strict rules. That's why they're as clean as they are, and that's why they look as nice as they do. I'm all about rules. I follow them, and I expect everybody else to do that. The thing about those places are 99.9% of them that I've looked at, you don't own the dirt. It's a rental thing, and it continues on forever. And there's at any given time, truthfully, you're not protected. Somebody could knock on your door, hand you a paper, and say, "You got 60 days. You got to move this thing out of here because we just sold this land to a developer that's going to start building homes." And with all the baby boomers retiring, that's already happened twice that I've read in the paper. Once over in Tampa, these poor people have been there for years. They can't move nowhere else because their trailers and things are so old, nobody else would take them. And they're just stuck. They got to get out. In the villages here, the historical side, where some of the older house trailers are still at, and a lot of modular type homes, you own the dirt. You own that property. To me, that's a huge difference, just in my own peace of mind. Now, I have looked at some homes, and I don't know how this works either. I mean, stick-built homes, sitting on land. And you can't move these things, they're sitting there. But you don't own the dirt. You gotta sign like a 99-year lease on that land. I don't know how any of that works, but me being just a simple country boy from Indiana, that don't register with me. That I don't own the dirt that my house is sitting on. That don't register with me at all. And I'm thinking one of the places that was like that, I go back a few years now, 25 years or so when I was up there and talked to them, and I'll have to Google this myself, and I'm just going to throw it out there because I want, if you're thinking about buying, you want to put this in your little notebook of questions just to cover your butt. I think On Top of the World had an area that was that way. It may have been the whole place or maybe just one little section, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure when I went up there, it was like a 99-year lease on the land. I don't remember that much more about it. But all I can tell you is I don't care where it's at. I don't care if it's called King of the World, or I don't care if it's called Top of the World. I don't care if it's called the Golden World. If I don't own the dirt that my house is sitting on, I ain't going. Just so you know. See y'all later. See you on the other side.